السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Dr. Lee muted.
ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. What do you see in the screen?
We see the screen with your notes at the bottom.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised that I need to see my notes. Okay, I have to stop share and do it again. All right, this one. Why I don't get the anybody who knows why I don't get the presenter's view? It is interesting. Okay, let's start from here. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, Yusuf is in prison. He's famous for his honesty. He is famous with his honesty because he must be doing something in prison. He's not really living there without doing his mission, performing his mission. Must be so. So, okay. I'm trying to arrange the screen for myself as well, but unfortunately, it's a bit difficult to arrange it because I don't know why it doesn't give the, all right. So he must be delivering the message and being really famous among the prisoners that he is an honest man, virtuous man, truthful and trustful man. So the people, of course, did not know that he is the prophet. He was really delivering the God's message, and he is not there to interpret people's dreams. It's nothing to do with really prophethood, but in order to help people understand that you are inspired by God as the prophet, employed by him who knows, God knows what is hidden behind everything, including the meaning of the dreams. So God blessed him with the interpretation of the dreams, with the ability to interpret the dreams, but his real mission is to interpret the meaning, deep meaning of the events. What the events seem to be, somebody did something, the other one really arguing with another person, but all the things, the seasons change, etc. What does it mean? What is going on here? What is the wisdom in the existence of this kind of events around us? and what the message God is trying to convey us. This is the prophetic mission. And this mission was not unique to the prophet, to the prophet Yusuf. Maybe all prophets, and especially we know the prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, that he was able to see what is behind. But of course, as much what is behind, what is going on everywhere, in the form of events or even in the form of creation outside, out there, not necessarily the relationship between human beings, but also what is going on in the let's apparently looking material world, but it is an apparent looking material world. Actually, the material world is nothing but the manifestations of the qualities of its creator. But unfortunately, we see all the matter is going on, that it was raining and snowing here, for example, not much, but alhamdulillah, that was good for a change in March as we are entering in spring. So alhamdulillah, so that God says, don't forget, what look I created before this month, a while ago. Now I am just showing you, reminding you, and sending by some snow. So this is what it is snowing. We say it is snowing with a horrible language. God is sending snow, creating, arranging everything accordingly to send us snow, and we have to try to learn what meaning lies behind these events, which means what do they signify to? What are they the signs of what? We have to understand the creator is really manifesting, demonstrating himself here in the form of reflections, demonstrating as the person does some job, something, some work. What does he do? He demonstrates the ability. That is how we are experiencing in this world. And also God is demonstrating, teaching us which kind of creator, which quality he has as he was creating the universe, so that we will see, this can be done only by an absolute being, because they are creation. But our actions are not creations. Our actions are just collections or obedience of the order of the universe. So asking God to create the result for us, because we don't know what will be created tomorrow, because we don't know what will be created in the second moment. But we are obeying the order, and that is very important. We are obeying the order and expecting God to create the result. He creates within an order. That is his choice. That is his wisdom, so that we understand that these things are coming into existence not accidentally. They are under control of their creator. Okay. So people come there. I mean, we understand. I mean, we are not better than these people. So we understand coming there, rather than asking what the meaning of existence, come on, even the students of the Quran are not aware of asking this question, but not all of them, of course, but majority of the general public are not aware of that. What's the meaning of behind the existence of or creation of this snow or rain, or I don't know, this bird or any animal or any plant? We just said that, what is this? It is a cherry tree. Wonderful. So they are going to blossom the flowers soon, aren't they? Yeah. This is what our language is. So superficial, so shallow. But the prophet's mission is to teach people, to represent what it must be done by human beings, what it should be really. But the people think of it from their perspective. They came to him, so to ask, to present him his dream, their dreams, two of them, their dreams, and ask them to interpret what does it mean. We wonder. What is human beings are curious. That's quite normal. That what does it mean really? Nowadays, even old rationalities or secular sciences are everywhere, but still believe in horoscopes, on dream, palm reading, dream interpretation. Come on, it is. I mean, we are really. We human beings are wonder what these kind of things mean. The only thing that we are lazy to wonder, what is the meaning, interpretation of creation? Unfortunately, that is our reality. So we cannot blame these two poor guys. So they presented their dream, and now Yusuf is taking the advantage of everything to convey the message to these people. Of course, this is a lesson for us. Human consciousness, for example, human consciousness requires this. For example, in the Quran, God repeatedly says, spend from what you love. Now, listen to general public, even some public speakers, or some people who are really trying to help the people to understand Allah's religion, God's religion, trying to teach what Islam says, trying to teach what Quran says. What do? What you really love is the best property, the best amount of your money, the best, because مما تحبون, from what you love for yourself. I said, well, recently I heard somebody saying this. It came to my mind, look, man, this is Quran. And Quran talks definitely to distribute the property that Allah endows on the people, among people, justly, and takes care of the needy, so that through this taking care of the needy, we will experience that we are being taken care of, because essentially we are needy. Although for a temporary time, we are giving some property, but in fact, in our existence, we are needy. In our life, we are needy. In order to sustain our life, we are needy. And also, be careful, I am in need of being loved by people, appreciated by people, respected by people. Everybody is after honor. These are all correct, legitimate expectations, but most essential thing, what we are missing here, we want to have security in our life. We want to be sure what is going on in my being, why this universe is out there, why I am out here, why am I getting all this consciousness, all conscience, etc., all the feelings, expectations, etc., all the anxiety, fears, or hopes, lots of things. Endless feelings. I want to get the food. I'm hungry. I want to eat, but I don't want to eat anything ordinary. I want to eat that I like the smelling. I like the taste, and it must be delicious. It must be warm enough. If it is food, of course, dishes, etc., etc. I have many expectations to be satisfied, but essential need is what does having all these feelings, capacities mean for me? Now, we say, Alhamdulillah, we are Muslims. Correct. Correct. We have to thank God that we are introduced to this precious source, Quran and the prophetic message, etc. Allah's religion, God's religion. Yes, we have to. And I say, Alhamdulillah, God gave us the opportunity to believe in him, to be aware of him, and to be aware of his wisdom, and everything is coming from him. He's a merciful one, he's a just one, compassionate one, takes care of, he's our Lord, etc. Are you happy with it? Yeah. Do you love to feel secure in your existence? Yeah. Are you ready to change your security, your confidence in your being with only feelings of your stomach, or having a comfortable house, for example, or luxurious car or whatever? Are you? Which one is better? Those people who are aware of the value of Iman, I wouldn't exchange my belief in God with anything else. Is it the most lovable one for you? Yeah. I mean, it needs a deliberate thinking. That's why it doesn't come out. Of course, for example, do you love to have the best house in New York or in your city? Oh, yeah, straight away. But most lovable one, I think the most lovable one, after stages of talking, I think the most lovable one, belief in God. All right. God says in the Quran, please give to charity, share what Allah gave you, but the most lovable one for you, mimma tuhibbun. Iman is the most powerful one. Belief in God is the most powerful one. Without belief in God, even my body is perfectly satisfied. Everything I need here, I have it. But I know I'm going to die and disappear from world if there was no belief in God. But only through the belief in God, and therefore belief in the hereafter, God's promise, definitely these human feelings will be satisfied, and I am now perfect through belief. How do I ever think that this is the most lovable one? Belief in God, in the prophet, in the message, in the hereafter, in his angels, and etc. Okay, in his revelation as well, speaking to God, guidance from God. We say, I'm proud of the Quran. That's correct. I mean, nothing wrong. Yeah, we have to benefit from it, but not only being proud of it, but we have to benefit from it by studying, reading, exchanging, etc. Okay, but these are our weaknesses. I know, community-wise, I'm talking, not exceptional people. Are we ready to share from what we love most? Belief. That's what Quran asks us to do. The other things, sharing the property, that is giving to charity, taking care of the poor, yeah, but poor means bodily poor, needs shelter, needs clothing, needs food. That's correct, body. How about your spirit? Is your spirit rich? Are the spirits of the people are rich so that they don't need spiritual satisfaction that we love for ourselves, so we don't share with them? That is my concern. We have to give priority to share with the people what we love ourselves, for ourselves. We have to share this, try to convey. What are we going to do now? in order to convey the message, you should love the person, even he is your enemy, he hates Islam, he makes propaganda against Islam. Don't compete with him. I mean, don't get engaged in debate or something like that. Try to win over him. No. Try to help him. Give him the charity. That is what Yusuf is doing here. The Prophet Yusuf is doing here. First, interpreting the dream is nothing, no benefit to them. It doesn't change their future. It means their God's decision about them. But they will know one of them will be very happy, the other one will be very sad because they don't believe in the hereafter. They don't know. So they are after interpretation of the dream so that they will put themselves in, release themselves from curiosity. What else? Nothing. Can they change anything? No. Can they stop God's decision? No. What are you going to do with learning it? But people like me, curious about what will happen tomorrow to me. So whether it will be good for me, bad for me, according to my expectations, of course. But the Prophet doesn't blame them. We have to love people in order to convey the message. Look at what he says. Oh, my two companions of the prison. It means, صاحبي السجن. So, oh, my companions of the people, right? Good. What is that? Of the companions of the prison. Interprets it. One of you will serve his master with wine to drink, but the other will be crucified. Now, helps them, loves them. That's why if you don't love your neighbor, can you communicate? Can you really convey the message to them, to him or her, to them, your neighbors? If you hate somebody, can you really convey the message in such a way that this person will take it? Because if you hate, everybody smells your hate. And they just try to run away from you or react to what you said. So if you don't really, if we are not kind to people, how can we gain their heart, make their feelings ready, their minds open to us when we convey the most beloved property, if you like, in quote unquote, belief. Belief in many other things, not only belief in God, but in the hereafter, etc., etc. Can we share? No, we have to share first, like Yusuf did, Prophet Yusuf did. Okay, I'm going to interpret, but just a few minutes, Your food is coming. You are not going to be disturbed or deprived of your worldly benefits. Don't worry. But only until the food is delivered, I will tell you something he told. So now we studied this. Now we are here. Excuse me. Am I confusing? No. Okay. Now, one of you will serve his master with wine to drink, but the other will be crucified. That's reality of your dream. That's the news. And the birds will eat out of his head. Will be crucified, and the birds will eat off his head. The matter on which you asked my opinion has been decided by God. What does it mean? Interpreting it, what? But telling them the matter has been decided by God, whether you really cry, you really try to change your future, you can't escape it. So what did they learn from, what did they gain from learning is nothing. This is what we are mostly curious about. Okay, the notes Alia sent, shared Alia sent in chat box attracted my attention. We are curious about what will happen to me. I applied for a job. What will happen? I hope I will get it. You cannot change the future. Future is decided by God. If you want to do something, if you can do something, do it. But curiosity alone is fitri. You can be curious. But we have to know that learning something, what will happen to me in the future, doesn't help me change my future at all. But not necessarily learning something. For example, if I deny God, if I cut off my relationship with my Creator, I will be really in trouble in this world as well as in the next creation. I learned this. Yeah, that is if, not necessarily decided. It is an option for me now. It is good to know this. I have to benefit from it. So now, we are curious. Yes, we must be curious about something that we don't know what is decided by God, and left it to my choice. That is important. Left it to my choice. For example, as I said, now, if I go and do this job and I will get some money, but am I sure what will happen, what I will gain from this money that I earned? I don't know. So am I sure that it will be good? It will be bad for me? No, I don't know. For example, you get a lot of money and then you buy a really nice car and fast, and then you get a God forbid, and maybe accident may happen. It may not be good for you that you had this car. You had this car. We don't know. But what we have to do, only we should be curious about the subjects that are not known to me, so that what will happen to me if I, for example, get this one? I don't know. Curiosity is a means of turning to God. I don't know what you decided, oh my Creator, but I need to have the best result. I cannot guarantee anything. Please give me the opportunity to get the best of it, best out of it. For example, I don't know which language is the best. So, please help me. So to seek help from God is the reason of my curiosity about my future. But I don't know it is decided or not, what is decided or not. So that is why God doesn't let me know ghaib. If I know ghaib, what happens? Okay, I know I am the loser, finish. What shall I do? Nothing. I'm going to be taken to paradise. All right, guaranteed by Father. You see what I mean? I cannot practice my real, essential duty of worship. Worshipping means accepting that my Creator is the one who decides, who creates everything. I am the one who is needy. So I have been given the free will, free choice to decide which way I should take. Whether submit my existence, my reality to my Creator and act accordingly in His name, under His guidance, or resist. So curiosity is very important, but not about the things that our free will has no choice. No, so forget about it. But especially this curiosity about the ambiguous things that we cannot do anything. Arbitrary interpretations is just prohibited in Islam. Palm reading, or I don't know, horoscopes, whatever they horoscopy or something. So, for example, oh, the star is there. I was born in this month, or in the, I don't know, they call it different names, though, line something or what, I don't know the names. So this, I don't know, according to the constellations in the sky, they make silly interpretations. Unfortunately, some serious Muslim scholars were involved in it as well. I'm very much surprised about it. Speculations. So the Prophet directly prohibits it. Directly. I don't know whether it will be appropriate to mention this. One day it rained in Medina. Oh, it rains, but it doesn't rain as much as it in the north and south part of the equator, but it rained somehow there, somehow. And then the Prophet Muhammad والسلام, on the following morning turned back, and he didn't know. The companions got together. Some of them, of course, the companions were learning. No one is born as soon as they say La ilaha illallah or Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. I'm perfect. I have no way to make mistakes. It is impossible to imagine this. So we make gradual development. So companions also were making gradual developments. So they got together, but the Prophet didn't know. The Prophet wasn't there. So in the morning after the prayer, turned back and said, last night, some of you became star worshiper. Some of you became really worshiping God. Wow. Those people who said it rained yesterday because of such and such stars, constellations, positions, etc., because of stars. The others said, some of our other group said, it rained because God willed so, nothing to do with star. Those people who said stars, it means really, according to this, I don't know this name of these things. Some magazines say that, this, I don't know the name. You know them. You may help me. Say those people who were born in October, it will be the such and such character.
Zodiac sign. Zodiac.
Yeah, zodiacs, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Zodiacs. And it says they are not worshiping God, they are worshiping stars. It is completely prohibited. Why? It is totally speculations. The stars have no free will, nothing. They are created by God in an arrangement. Their creation is full of wisdom, correct, but it doesn't mean that they are giving us news from ghaib. The Quran strictly rejects that. Those people who try to stitch, so how do you say, steal, snack some information from stars and guy in the sky, got this information. This God stones them with shihabs in the language of the Quran. It means never allows anyone, any mortal being to know ghaib. except he reveals to his prophets in order to prove that they are employed by the one who knows ghaib, who is the one who creates everything without time limitations, space limitations. So it is miracle of the prophet given to the prophets in order to demonstrate that they are employed by the one who knows ghaib. Otherwise, no one. No one. So we have to make sure, inshallah. This kind of curiosity about this kind of things are pointless. That's what this. So قضي الأمر الذي فيه استفتيان. So the matter has been decided about the things that you have been asking a verdict. So it is a lesson for us as well, not for these people to blame. Consciousness is aware that any speculations do not have any reality in our life. So be curious about your unknown, but you know that God creates, God knows this unknown. For me, ghaib, which is the language of the Quran. God knows, and you don't know. So you have to do something about it because it is within the area, the field, scope of your free will. Yeah, it is within your free will. So, for example, I'm going to do something I don't know. So I admit that I don't know, but through my belief, I know that God knows. So I turn to God. He will decide, or he decides, not will, really, he decides. So I ask him, I don't know, but I want this way. Please guide me to this way. Please create it in this way. I need it because I'm requesting you, I'm praying you to create in this way. That is a perfect relationship with God. Why? Because we created beings are in need of guidance. We created beings are in need of acknowledging who holds the final decision, me, government, king, or the creator of the world. It is interesting that it has nothing to do with it, but using the verb in the present tense, I write God creates. There is a program. You must know it. Try. This program says it is wrong. I said, spelling is wrong? Yeah, maybe that's what the function of this program is. And I click on it, it says God created. But I want to say God creates. It keeps saying it's wrong. I mean, showing the red dots underneath it. It means look at this horrible civilization, horrible culture. They only can imagine that the believers in God can be the one who created the universe, not creating it now. So they don't accept the concept of God creates. It's so interesting how we are really swollen up or really, how to say, sunk into a secular culture. We don't know where they are really influencing us. We have to be very careful, alarmed for everything. Even they don't, this culture doesn't let me use the word, the verb, actually, God creates. Why? No, 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 he doesn't create. He created maybe if you believe in it in the past, in the beginning of the universe, maybe out of the universe, as long as he doesn't interfere into my personal life. Now, if I say, really, he creates me now, I'm saying, no, 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 he created you when you were born or when you were in the form of a sperm or a cell, whatever. And you are developing, you are learning now, you are improving, you are progressing, evolving, all sort of absurd ideas. We have to watch out. These are not simple things. We have to know where we are. We are now this is, they're swimming in the swamp of materialist ideology. We don't know where we are affected, how much. We are not aware of it because everywhere they are attacking. The culture is attacking them. They means culture, not the people. I don't care people. The culture, the ideologies, the fundamental principles of this civilization. It is so amazing. Sometimes, okay, Alia says, I'm keeping it there in front of me so that I shouldn't forget. Sometimes it's easier to communicate with non-Muslims if you are kind. Yeah. But I know, I think I'm guessing that Muslims are so looking at the minor things to argue about. Oh my God, if you pray in a way that the people, general community there or the congregation are not familiar with, everybody stares at you. If you do something strange, for example, keep your hand in another way that they are doing it. Oh God. Is it the the sign of Akhirah, doomsday, Qiyamah is there. Everybody says, no, man. Atheism is everywhere. Why are you bothered about the way I perform my prayer? At least I'm coming and prostrating before Allah with you. Oh my God. We love arguing about most minute things and may not be really our stand. Most probably our stand, our argument is not right because we usually follow in the name of religion, but in fact culture. What we have inherited from our culture. If you are following certain method, that's it. The other methods are as if worse than the unbelievers. I mean, horrible. We have to watch out. We have to renew ourselves, etc. Okay, come back to Aliyah. Many are totally satisfied with what they know and make it clear that following a literal interpretation by certain scholars is the only way, and anything else is my favorite word, bid'ah. Everything is bid'ah. Okay. Believing everything is bid'ah is the most, how do you say, taqwa. God-fearing attitude. Everything is bid'ah for some people. But alhamdulillah, they are fading away. I'm very happy to see that. Especially in the place where I am, they are really losing their influence. Every year, with an apparent regress I see in their influence. Alhamdulillah. So, the matter on which you asked my opinion has been decided. Sorry, you asked my opinion has been decided by God. It means your curiosity is not going to change anything. It is not within your free will. It is not your responsibility. Why bother to learn? As if the Prophet Yusuf told them. All right, 42. And he said to the one of them, now the one who's going to serve drink, to his master, whom he knew would be saved, mention me to your Lord. Okay. But look at this. The vocabulary of the Quran is very, very important, you know. فَأَنْسَاهُ الشَّيْطَانُ. But Satan caused him to forget, to make mention to his Lord. So he remained in prison for several years. Now, why do you think that God says Satan caused him to forget? Why do you think? Why not he forgot? Satan is created by God to do his certain mission. He has to do this mission. So, of course, everything is created by God to do his mission. For example, lion is created by God to catch the deer or sheep and eat it. It is employed. It is not the fault of the lion. It is employed. But the nature of this, for example, okay, God forbid for, inshallah, everyone, but especially for you and for me, cancer cells are created by God. Do we love them? No. Should we try to escape from them? Oh, yeah. Yes. You know, nowadays, this death angel spreads everywhere, the virus. So this angel visits most of the people, yep, and reminds them, hey, you cannot guarantee your life anytime. That's their mission. But would we love them? No. Do we desire to be in touch with them, to follow them? No, God forbid, no. Like Satan. Satan is like cancer cell. Tries to get into the body and operate there and, not cause, but be employed as a means of death for the person. That is the employment of God. But we can say cancer cells are horrible, very dangerous. Be careful, watch out, run away from it, escape from it. If you see any means that cancer may be the result, just keep away from it. Now we understand Satan is this. So in fact, in our belief, as far as the belief side of our relationship with the Satan is, the Satan is created, whatever he whispers, to be rejected by human beings. It means to be rejected by us. He whispers, we say, is it possible? No. Go away from me. For example, Satan's whisperings nowadays is what? The things are developing by themselves, evolving by themselves. This is the whisperings of Satan. We see that, is it possible that the things themselves develop? Do they have any conscious, any free will, any wisdom, any knowledge, any power, anything? So that they will be able to do that. They are just employed according to the will of the Creator, which is manifested here, the will of the Creator, in the form of the universe, with a perfectly created within an order. It is there. So we say, do they have any free will? No. But they are employed. whatever the position they are created in, they have to obey and remain there. They don't change. They have no option. So how can they develop themselves, adapt themselves? It is a choice. Adapting myself, not here, but there. It is a choice. Does the matter have any quality of choice, knowledge, etc.? It is obvious. So this is satanic. We say, no, it is impossible. All right? Rejected, stoned, rajim, stoned. Rajim means two things, which is stoned or expected to be stoned by conscious human beings, and also rajim. Rajim is the active participle, meaning it is stoning, throwing the pebbles of doubt, bubbles of negative things, baseless claims, etc. Two meanings at the same time. Don't. He will stone me, the Satan will stone me, and I will stone him back. So that is my choice. That is the opportunity for me. So the Satan caused him to forget to make mention to his Lord. So it means it was a wrong choice. He followed Satan's whispering. Satan offered to forget it. You cannot forget consciously, but he didn't really have a loyal relationship with Yusuf, the prophet Yusuf. So when you are not really grateful to somebody who helps you, of course, first God helps me. I have to be grateful to God. But in this world, within the order of the world, people help me as well, because people are employed for me to receive God's mercy, God's help through them. They are employed, right? Like, for example, the walls are employed for me to prevent me from, for example, climate effects. These are employed. So I have to take care of the walls, not even human beings, walls. Why? Because they are employed to serve me. I have to appreciate it. So if there is something crack, etc., I have to repair it. That is how we respect the wall. How about human beings? We have to respect human beings if they are really employed to help us. So Satan caused him to forget. He offered this option because he was not really grateful to Yusuf. He didn't appreciate his help to him. Maybe essentially his message that he has to be thankful to God, and he has to be thankful to the means, for example, the fruit or animals, in the farms. Animals are given meat or created to give us meat, to deliver us milk, etc., wool, whatever they have. All right, they are created for. We have to take care of them. We have to feed them. Why? We have to appreciate their work. So human beings are the same as well. So Yusuf helped them, gave them message, also helped them to get out of their curiosity. So for this guy, Yusuf gave the good news and asked him, look, I gave you a favor. You also do me a favor. Like mentioned about me that I can interpret dreams. I know how to interpret the events as well. But this person didn't understand, but he wanted to convey the message to the Lord. But because this man was loose in his loyalty to Yusuf's help, so what happened? The other offer from Satan overtook him because he wasn't really determined to be grateful to Yusuf's help or Yusuf's virtuous truthful a person. So Satan overtook him. That's what we have to understand. We have to understand. For example, Satan did something to me, whispered, or Satan made me do this and that. No, man. Don't make excuse. It is Satan's duty to offer you to forget. It is your duty not to forget. So if you are really, really careful and if something is very important for you, do you forget? No, especially in money or some worldly benefits are concerned. You don't, I don't. So it is difficult to forget. But about our responsibility to God and about our responsibility to other people, we are all forgetful people. We have to accept our reality. So, because he forgot this in the worldly conditions, فلبث في السجن بضع سنين. As a result, he remained in prison for several years more. The number, none of my business. It means, for example, if I don't do my mission to somebody, do you think I may cause in my responsibility some harm to these people? Yeah. For example, while I am driving, God forbid, if I wasn't careful, what happens? I might damage other people. Yes, I do. So I have to be careful about my attitude, my behavior, my choices, not to cause any harm to other people. That's my responsibility. That's why he remained. Because of this, fa means because. So because of this, he remained in prison for several years. Got it? Inshallah? So we understood that Satan doesn't have a power as Quran says, we have not given him any, in the language of the Quran, sultan. It means authority, power, reality, truth. So that you say, the Satan offers something to me, which is really true. You cannot say that. That is the mission of Satan. Only present to us, whispers to us, offers us what has no reality whatsoever. That is what we have to be careful about Satan's mission. So he's going to live in or stay in, remain in prison for several more years. It means he has some more mission to fulfill there. So God is arranging everything. So when conscience is in prison, it doesn't mean that conscience is not functioning. Conscience is functioning wherever, only in the place where he is not chased away. Within yourself, still you know that you have to do something, you have to solve your human problems, but at the same time, try to ignore, etc. But it's still continuously functioning, doing its duty. But if I put my conscience into prison, what does it mean? I am depriving myself of its benefit. I am the loser, not my conscience. We can deny our conscience. I will be the loser. Nobody else, nothing else. So inshallah, we will continue from the next word. Next verse that we are going to study We will jump what is happening in the king's quarter or palace. We will skip that because it's not directly related to Joseph's life. Of course, it was something else. There were some other messages, but next week, inshallah, we will start from verse 50, the section Yusuf 12 and verse 50, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم إن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر سورة الفاتحة. Last word. Next week, 5 o'clock, we are going to be, whatever the clocks change, when the clock shows 5, we have to be here. And on Monday, 7 o'clock p.m., on Saturday, 11. We are not changing the time. That's what some people wanted, and we decided, let's do it in this way, because life is in this area arranged according to need time. It means summer saving time, whatever it is. So, inshallah, if you have any question, any concern, let us know. Otherwise, I would like to see you next Wednesday, Monday, Saturday, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.